Hi everyone, this is the SUI or SUI, depending on how you pronounce it, session. So if you're new to this, these are the focus areas that I will cover, and they are based on two key concepts. Before getting into the details, disclaimer as usual, this is for educational research purpose only, not financial advice. And let's take a look at SUI. So this is the daily chart, and we are similar to Hedera. I just covered in an earlier session. We are just right below the support line of the short-term playground zone. So the pink one is the short-term. The white one at the bottom is the long-term. So if I shrink it, you'll see the long-term one is extended from a very long time ago, but SUI is rather new, so it's only around a year and a half, a bit more than a year and a half. For the rest, it's been drawn for like 2, 3, or even longer years ago. So what's significant here in terms of the daily candles? Coincidentally, similar to a couple of other cryptos that's at the lower half of the top 12 league, there aren't many key support levels over here, basically because of the rise or the surge of the price in early mid-November. So we can see there is a weak support level. That's why the price candles in the last 2 days, including today, is hovering around this level. But it's weak because there's not much overlapping trade when we got to this level in November. So if, or even without looking into the future or guessing the future, this particular candle on February 3rd, the past Monday, already proved this, the thing that I said just now. It poked right through. There isn't a strong level for these three candles. So it almost is actually stopped at a level right at the top of the candles. So if you look at the wicks of these 5 candles drawn in October and November last year, this was where it stopped. So it seems to be a more significant level where there is sufficient demand. So probably a lot of buy orders have been set at this level around $2.38. That's why there was a huge push upward push back towards this short-term playground zone. It's like kids, right? They're playing in the playground zone, and then the parents said it's time to go home, and then when the price got to this level, they say, oh, I don't want to go home yet, and somebody pushed all the way back to the pink short-term playground zone. So that's the earlier half of the week, but in the last 2 days, it did not stay within the playground zone. So looking at this development is like that. It's going or heading downwards, having a downward trend. We can definitely try to draw a line over here. So it's moving along this line. So you may say, okay, this looks like a descending wedge, so it may bounce back a little. That can be true. That's for short term. And let's look at the longer term about the Wyckoff cycle. Because SUI is rather new, like I mentioned in the beginning, its behavior is different from the other older cryptos in the top 12 league. So there seems to be a smaller distribution cycle between basically the beginning of 2024 to mid 2024. So this was the first observed that lasted for around 120 days, and then an accumulation cycle roughly lasted for 84 days before we had this round of larger cycle for sweet coin. So as a young coin, it already exhibited the behavior of a typical textbook Wyckoff method pattern. So for this round, from what I see, we had the preliminary supply over here and then a buying climax in mid-November and automatic reaction straight after, and we had an upthrust early December. Right now, I mean, even end of December, there was a higher high. That's the ultimate, the upthrust after distribution in Wyckoff terms. And then 5 consecutive weeks of price dropping. Since there isn't a key support level as we talked about, except the one at the preliminary supply over here where the price bounced back straight after getting very close to it. If I choose the wick at the preliminary supply, that's roughly touching that level. So if it comes further down, it can go, well, there are, again, usually it won't be a straight line, especially if you're looking at it daily. But for weekly, if we look at these candles here and here, there may be a support at this level around $1.90. And then if it really returns to the long-term playground zone, then it may, you can say it's going to trade sideways. It may go as low as at this level. So the bottom of the zone is around 41 cents. So if it really returns to this zone, I'll observe whether or for how long it's going to bounce near the top. If it really trades lower, depending on whether you're going to do a long or short. If you're just doing long, if it's me, I would wait until it gets to a point where it really settles down. So nothing too aggressive for me if like I'm really trading sweet coin. Not that I have any, but that's how I, how I interpret this. So that's pretty much for sweet coin for now. I'll move on to Stellar in the next session. See you there.